beekeeping could be done across the country.
Okay.
Mainly why many people do it from where I come from, as you have just put it, is simply because, of course, there are some expansive lands, and more to that, there are not more other economic activities.
Yes.
And therefore, as a result of that, people can't earn any income from anything else. And therefore, as a result of that, you realize most of them are doing beekeeping. But again, it's good for me to mention that beekeeping is something that should be done across the country. This country has a lot of potential for beekeeping. And why many people don't do it in the other parts of the country is simply because they have some other economic activities.
Yes.
And again, there is a hedge-long belief, which we are trying to demystify,
yes,
that beekeeping is a poor man's business, which is what we want to get out of the minds of the people. That now beekeeping is one of the most lucrative economic activities across the country and across the world.
Yes.
And somebody with just a small portion of land could, say even an eighth of an acre, could even earn more than what somebody has done maize 50 acres.
Hold on.
Oh, yes.
That's quite a huge declaration.
Yes,
an eighth an acre,
yes,
could earn you more
than what somebody
than a farmer who's on a 50 hectares of maize farming, isn't it?
Yes, and that's what we want the world to know. That's what we want to have every Kenyan know.
Yes.
That's what we want to have everybody, even who is in the country, or rather in the city, and there are many other cities.
Yes.
And they have their portions of the land out there in the villages. We have a mantra that we are running, and we are saying, don't let your land stay idle. Invest in modern beekeeping. Why? Because Savannah Honey will contract you. Savannah will deliver the equipment,
yes,
install them, follow up to ensure that they are colonized,
yes,
and by offering technical support, and as well give you a 5-year contract. That in the 5 years, we are buying from you the bee pollen, the propolis, the royal jelly,
yes,
the wax, the bee venom, and the honey. Now, when you look at all that, for 5 years, you are busy in the city, you are busy in your workplace.
Yes.
But now, Savannah Honey, they are handling it for you.
Yes.
And they are banking the money for you.
It's a good thing that you've already even started the business case for Savannah Honey. We're going to get into that shortly.
All right. Okay.
When I look at you, Mr. Mutua,
yes,
is there a story that you have before you got into this business, all the way to saying, let's create a company called Savannah Honey?
All right.
What's your story into beekeeping?
Yes, I think, I'm a trained urban and regional planner.
Yes.
And I worked with the government for several years as a district fiscal planner. But then after that, during the same time, I came to know the potential in beekeeping. I came to know what is in beekeeping, and more so in bee pollen.
Yes.
In propolis, in royal jelly, and also in bee venom. And that made me, gain a lot of passion the same, and of course start doing a bit of it. Then after some time, I was like, no, this is far much better than what I'm doing, as an urban planner. And therefore, as a result of that, I resigned. And now, 10 years down the line, of course, no regret, and every day growing better and better. Recently, they crowned me the king of bees in Africa.
I saw that.
Oh, you saw that?
I saw that. I was like, wow, I got to talk to this man.
Yes.
It's such a good title, isn't it?
Oh, yes,
the king of bees.
Yes. I mean, we are working on it.
Yeah.
And soon we will have the largest farm for beekeeping in Africa.
Yeah.
Yes, the largest bee farmer is in Nigeria.
Yes.
And soon we are beating him.
That's your target, isn't it?
Oh, yes. Very soon. The next 2-3 years.
I see that. There's even a timeline on it.
Oh, yes. We'll be the largest beekeeping entity in Africa.
Pretty much. Right. There's a lot that we're going to look today. Yes. We normally say Wednesday right here on the Morning Drift is about art, and there's a lot of art here. We're going to get into that.
Right.
But let's make the business case for Savannah Honey. You see, the thing is, and I'm going to ask you the most basic of questions.
Yes.
You're going to get it every time you're telling somebody, you can start this business. You got a piece of land somewhere, can help you start this business. I'm going to ask you a question that I was asked yesterday. So where do I get these bees? I told you, it's going to be very,
it's going to be very busy. Bees are all over. I mean, something that people don't know, that is that bees are all over, only that you can't see them.
Okay.
The fact that you can see any flower, the fact that you can see any grass anywhere, it means there are some bees.
Okay.
Oh, yes. Only that now most of the time you may not see them with your physical eyes.
Yeah.
And we tell people wherever a human being can survive, a bee can survive. And as a matter of fact, Professor Albert Einstein said, if we finish all the bees in the world, then it will take only 4 years and all people will die. And therefore, the life of a human being is supported by the life of a bee.
Yes.
And so anywhere you see a human being, there are some bees.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Pretty much.
Yes.
Now, Savannah honey.
Yes.
Let's go back to the journey that you mentioned. You get somebody who's passionate about starting the business.
All right.
They come and contact you, tell you, I've got a piece of farm that I think I might want to use for this particular farming. Good. So they come and talk to you, Mr. Mutua.
Yes.
That's it. Help me start. What are you going to do?
One of the things we always mention to our people is that that business that you can never go wrong is beekeeping. And we tell our people that you need to have just a portion of land. It doesn't matter the size. It could be even 10 by 10 feet. That is enough. Why? Because we would even do what we are calling the in-house technique and maybe put your hives there. And so when a client comes to us, of course, we want to know, of course, the location of their land, the size of the land. We also want to know what is their investment like.
That's true.
Because now we have an offer for the hives. So we want to know what is it that, okay, how much is their budget? Then that will determine how many hives they want. Then, of course, we will deliver. We will deliver the hives. We don't need them, they don't need to bother delivering. As we deliver, we will install. And then also, as I mentioned, we will now follow up to ensure that they are colonized. So one of the things that we do is, because people are busy and people are having many other issues, we take the burden. We take the burden to, the delivery, the installation, the technical support. They don't need to bother doing anything. And then, as well, as I mentioned, we now also give them the contract. Now, we have several levels, categories of clients. We have got what we call executive clients. These are people that will start with 500 hives. We also have now what we call the corporate clients. They will start with 100 hives and above. Then we have got mini corporate. They will start with 50. Then we also have what we call commercial clients. They will start with 20. So depending on somebody's budget, each of the levels has got a certain tagged number of technical support services visits, which are free of charge. Yes. And maybe if I could mention something briefly. One, why we would want to do the installation is because we want to do what we call a citation. These are signs of knowing the direction of the wind and placing the hives in such a way that they will be colonized very fast. Then, still number two on the same, we'll move ahead to make sure that the hives are colonized. If any hive is not colonized within 90 days, then we'll do what we are calling colon division. Nowadays, these are signs, a very new sign.